Okay, we will go ahead and get started here. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jamie Staten, and I'm the Family Engagement Specialist here at TRECA. And for today's session, our counselors have joined us, and they will be talking about the college process, important information on the college application process. Just a couple of quick ground rules. Please keep your microphone muted if you are not asking any questions. We will have time for questions after each section. So you can unmute yourself then, or you can use the chat, whichever you're more comfortable with. That way we don't get a bunch of static. And we are recording this, so we will post the recording out after our session for anyone that wasn't able to attend, or if there's anything that you want to go back and refer to. So we'll be talking about the college process, important information on the college application process. And the topics will be college planning and applications, college scholarships, the FAFSA, and financial aid. And at this time, I will go ahead and turn it over to our counselors to lead us through this.
Hi there. My name is Emily Fitzpatrick Kirk, and I'm a school counselor for students with the last name A through DI. So like Ms. Staten mentioned, we're going to be covering the college planning and applications, scholarships, and then financial aid. So we're going to have a few Mythbuster questions throughout the presentation. So I'll just start you off with this one. College planning begins in your senior year. Okay, just think about that. Ms. Staten, if you want to go to the next slide. False. So next slide, please. So college planning actually starts in grade 9. There's different ways that you can get involved on each grade level. So a lot of times with college applications, they'll want to know about your extracurriculars in the community, so you can get involved that way. You can start applying and looking into scholarships. And then as always, just try your best within your academics and school. I know at TDA, a lot of times, our teachers are really great with working with students. So if there's a time where you want to try for a better grade, the teachers are very accommodating and will help with that. In 10th grade, still continue to try to do your best and continue to apply for scholarships. And then start to also think about what kind of career path you want to go to. Some career paths require a 4-year college degree, while others require just a community college degree or a 2-year trade. Next slide, please. All right, so in 11th grade and 12th grade, that's when the college process really starts hitting hard. So in the 11th grade, students at TDA will be scheduled to take the ACT free of charge in the spring. It's typically in March. Anytime outside that window is typically the cost falls on the families, and it's the responsibility of the families to register for testing. But in March of their junior year is when students will take it for free. And then start touring some colleges and look at college fairs. I know Ms. Haberman-Boland is having virtual ones. Take advantage of that. So those are a few things you can do as a junior. And then when you get to your senior year, start thinking about what colleges that you would like to attend, narrow it down, look up the deadlines. Each college has different deadlines for applications and for scholarships, and then start filling out those applications. Make sure you get them in on time, and make sure that they are as complete and as good as they can be to make your application more competitive. Next slide, please. So what can you be doing now to prepare for college in terms of your academics? So it's recommended that you have 4 sciences advanced sciences, 4 years of science to graduate. You only need 3 to meet the graduation requirements, but 4 is recommended. The advanced sciences that we have are chemistry, physics, zoology, and environmental science. And you can take more than one advanced science if you choose to. The other is an advanced math. We do offer an advanced math that does have trig and pre-calculus in it. So take advantage of your advanced math. And then it's recommended 2 years of the same foreign language. please keep in mind these are just recommendations. You can still get into college without doing the additional advanced science, advanced math, and foreign language, but this just strengthens your application. Next slide, please. All right, Mythbuster question. The name of the college you attend is important. Next slide, please. False. So the name of the college that you want to attend is not important. What is important is that college is going to meet your needs, whether it's your major or what you're looking for in a college. So when planning to attend college in your applications, think first about enrollment, like where you would like to attend. Do you want to attend a bigger school? Do you want to attend a smaller school? Where is the school located? Are you wanting to commute? Do you want to live on campus? What kind of activities do they have? Do you want to play club sport or club activity? What's the student life like? How much does this institution cost? And what kind of financial aid packages are they going to offer you? And then also, what is the academic offerings that they have? Like, do they offer your major? And I cannot stress the importance of attending a college visit enough. By attending a college visit, you're going to kind of see all these things. I also recommend doing a college visit during the school year rather than the summer. Of course, the summer is better than nothing, but during the school year, there's more student life happening. There's more students on campus, and you can kind of get a better idea if that college is going to fit for you. Mythbuster question. I can apply for colleges even though I don't know my college major yet. True. You can apply for college. It's important for you to apply to the college and get your application in by the deadline. You can go in as undecided and then decide a major later if you want, but it's important that you get things in by the deadline. Next slide. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Varney, who's going to discuss the college application process for you.
Hello, I'm Ms. Varney. I'm the Student Pathway Coordinator here. So what's involved in a college application? Most of the time, you're going to apply online, either through the Common Application or directly through a college portal. If you're thinking about applying to like 5 or 6 colleges, then the Common App might be best for you, just because there is one application for all of those colleges. Where if you're thinking about applying to 1 or 2 colleges, you might want to consider just applying directly through their college application, just because the Common App might have some questions that are not necessary for the college that you're interested in. You also, some college applications require you to pay for a fee, but at the beginning of the school year, you fill out those student packets. That helps us to determine if you are eligible for a college fee waiver. And then also ACT and SAT scores typically are asked on the application. You can either directly send those scores through the ACT or SAT website, or if you completed it through a school or with us, we will have that on your TRECA transcript. An application might also ask for a letter of recommendation. You can ask this from a teacher, a trusted mentor in your community. And then lastly, they will request a transcript, and this URL here on this page will take you to a form that you'll complete so we know where to send your transcript. Next slide, please. So during your senior year fall semester, here are a few tasks that you're going to complete towards the college application. You want to check in with your school counselor to confirm what credits and testing requirements you might have left to complete. You'll want to register for the fall SAT or ACT. If you're looking to raise your scores, you have those results back in time for your application. You want to review the college admissions so you know what's expected from you. You'll want to complete those college applications, collect your letter recommendations, and of course, you'll want to apply for college scholarships. So spring semester of your senior year, you want to check back in with your school counselor or advisor to confirm you're still on track for graduation. After you apply for colleges and financial aid, you'll begin to receive packages. So in the spring, you'll want to review the different amount colleges are offering. And then typically you make your final decision by May 1st for the college of your choice. And then a lot of colleges will ask for you to submit a final transcript. And again, you can use trecca.org/transcripts to submit that. So some tips for you on your college application: take charge of your college application process. The student should be filling out the application. It should the guardian should not be, and then the colleges will want to see that the student is taking charge of their future. Stay organized. Each college, have the different deadlines and requirements. So helping stay organized will help you maintain those different dates. Communicate with your guardian counselors and recommending teachers through this process. We want to know where you're applying, and we're here to support you. And then focus again on the right fit for you. Don't focus on the name brand college. You're looking for a college that's going to be the best fit for you to be successful. And this might seem overwhelming, but we are here to help you as a counselor. We have this, not just presentation, but feel free anytime to check in so we can help you through this process. Next slide, please. So now let's talk about college scholarships, where to find them, and when to start looking. So true or false, all financial aid needs to be paid back. Next slide, please. False. So we're going to talk a little bit about what free money is and with scholarships, but there's different types of financial aid. There's grants and scholarships. This is what we consider free money and does not need to be paid back. And then there is then there is loans, and this is money that does need to be paid back. Next slide, please. So let's focus on finding the free money. So where do scholarships come from? This might be from a private foundation, a nonprofit organization maybe you're involved with, local agencies and programs, employers. We're seeing a lot of employers are offering to pay for your college, or maybe your parents' employer is offering to pay for it. And then colleges also offer their own scholarships. And then there are national scholarships that are available throughout the country. So how are scholarships awarded? Each scholarship is unique and may be awarded based on GPA, athletic achievement, extracurricular activities, maybe based on your intended major or college. Maybe the business department at the college of your choice is offering a scholarship directly for you, and this is a smaller pool of applicants. Maybe based off your volunteer experience, or if the place you're volunteering might offer a scholarship, hobbies, and then there's also clubs as well. And then the county might live in may also offer scholarships. Next slide, please. So true or false, students can start looking for scholarships once they've entered high school. Next slide, please. This is true. So you can begin applying for scholarships as early as 9th grade. There's opportunities for you beginning that early. So when should you start looking for them? There are local scholarships that are available for students, of course, to apply during their senior year. The scholarship season is when you typically you'll see deadlines. Is a lot of them you'll want to apply either fall or the winter months. However, all high school students can search for national scholarship websites for potential scholarships, each have different deadlines. And we'll talk about where you can find some of those national scholarships on the next slide. So here you can find some websites to find national scholarships. And then on our Find Your Path College and Career Information Brightspace page, There's a scholarships tab, and there are some scholarships broken down based off county that Ms. Haberman-Boland has added. And so there's some smaller pools of scholarship applications there. Next slide, please. So you found found a scholarship that you want to apply for. What information do you need to provide? So again, each scholarship is different. It might require different information. They might ask for your GPA, your graduation size. Typically, TRECA's graduation size is around 250 students. It may have you complete an essay. And then there are letters of recommendation it might require. And then proof of FAFSA. So that might be required as well. Next slide, please. So additional tips. Think about who can write a letter of recommendation for you. This could be, again, a teacher, counselor, coaches, employer, anyone that you feel knows you well, because you'd want that letter of recommendation to be more personalized to help you stand out. And ask early. Give that your trusted mentor enough time to be able to, write a meaningful letter of recommendation for you. And then there should be no fee to apply for a scholarship. If they are requesting that you pay a fee, then it most likely is a scam, but all scholarships are free, especially with online applications. And again, pay attention to deadlines. Start early to give yourself plenty of time to gather the necessary information. And also, unexpected things happen, such as your internet might go out or, other factors. So again, applying early gives you that plenty of time to apply for that application. And then make sure you answer all questions on the application. And you're answering those questions with full sentences, checking your grammar so that your application can stand out. And again, apply. It might feel discouraging. You're applying to 10 scholarships and you might only hear back from one, but every scholarship you apply for is an opportunity to receive free money. And there's no limit to the number of scholarships you can apply for. And again, the more you apply for, the more free money you can receive. Next slide, please. Nice.
All right, awesome. Hi, guys. I am Jennifer Haberman-Boland, and I'm TRECA's Career and College Specialist. And I'm going to talk to you about the FAFSA. So I know Ms. Varney mentioned some scholarships might require the FAFSA as part of their application. I will tell you all colleges require FAFSA information that they receive it, and we'll explain why. So let's start. FAFSA, what is it and why do I need to submit it? All right, so Mythbuster question. Regardless of family income, we still need to apply for the FAFSA. This is a very common question that we get. So just think true or false. And the answer is true. And we will explain why every college-bound student will need to submit their FAFSA during their senior year. So you hear a lot about FAFSA. So what is it? What it is, it stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Essentially, the federal government has money set aside to help students pay for college. The amount changes every year. So the amount for this school year, the 2022-2023 school year, the maximum amount a student could receive is $6,895. So that is a nice chunk of money. Another common question that families ask is, well, we're not sure based on our income if we'll be eligible for that full amount. Students might be eligible for the full amount. They might be eligible for $5,000 or $2,000. There's a formula that the government uses. So we just really encourage, even if you think that you might not get the full amount, to submit your FAFSA. And once again, the FAFSA is money that does not need paid back. Remember, we talked about the grants and scholarships, which are the free money, and the loans, which is the money that needs paid back. So we want to try to get you as much of that free money as possible. Okay, so FAFSA. So why do I have to submit it? So like I said, students could qualify for the need-based grants that they do not have to pay back. And then there's also some need-based loans that do need paid back, but are at a smaller percentage rate. So you could see if you could qualify for those. Colleges require FAFSA information from every student that is attending their college. This helps the college determine their own individual financial aid packages. So like Ms. Varney mentioned, that when you apply to a college and then you find out whether you've been admitted or not, the college will also send you their individual financial aid package for you, which will let you know how much you got from the FAFSA, how much automatic scholarship money the college might give you. So you can see, here's the sticker price of the college, and then it'll break it down to what you actually will end up owing. And then some scholarships do require proof that you submitted your FAFSA, because the scholarship organizations, they want to make sure that you are doing everything that you can do to get, as much of that free money as you can. Okay, so when do you submit the FAFSA? So the FAFSA becomes available every year on October 1st. So students during their senior year, October 1st, they can start filling out the FAFSA. You can't fill it out earlier than October 1st, but there is a window from, I think it's October 1st to like the middle of February that you can fill it out. We really encourage you, the earlier you complete it, the better. So colleges can get that information. They can come up with their individual financial aid for you, and they still have their pot of money. The longer you wait, the smaller that pot of money could become. And each college has their own priority deadline. So as Ms. Fitzpatrick Kirk and Ms. Varney both said, like, really keep track of deadlines. Colleges will let you know our priority deadline for the FAFSA might be November 1st. And that's when colleges really need that information by. Okay, so the FAFSA. So what information should you have handy? These are just suggestions. Social Security number as well as the parent, and we'll get into that in a minute. The most recent tax returns are helpful. Any record of non-taxable income, child support, that sort of thing. Current bank statements. And then definitely the list of colleges that either the student has applied to or is thinking about applying to. We encourage, I think you can list up to 15 colleges on the FAFSA. You definitely want those colleges listed so your information is sent to the college. So if you do end up applying and getting accepted, they have that information for their financial aid package for you. And then the FSA ID, that stands for Federal Student Aid ID. The student will have to create one and the parent will have to create one. And then that's how you can electronically sign the form. Okay, so where do you go to complete the FAFSA? It is done entirely online. You can go to fafsa.gov, and it's going to actually then direct you to, this is a snippet of what it's going to look like. Now, because for right now, there's that student loan forgiveness going on, it'll actually have something that pops up that says, do you want to apply for student aid forgiveness? That does not apply to you at this time. So you would just click no or X out of it, and then you will see this screen. If you have never filled out the FAFSA or created an FSA ID, you're going to go to the new to the FAFSA process and click start here. And then the next screen is going to show, is going to ask whether you're the student or the parent. You just click the appropriate one, and then you can create your FSA ID there. It's very important once you create it to write down what your ID and password is, because you're going to need it for every year that you're in college. You're going to be filling out the FAFSA. And then if you start it and for some reason, you have to go to work or you want to do some school work, you can log out and then you can go back to this site and go to returning user, log in, put in your ID and password, and it'll pick right up to where you left off. So I just want to recap really quickly. Please, please, please write down your FSA ID. Keep it in a safe place. You know, a year is a long time to go between filling out FAFSAs. And like I said, you'll need to use the same ID every year that you complete the FAFSA. Once again, submitting the FAFSA is free. You should only use that website that we had on the last screen to submit the FAFSA. There is never a cost to it. There are sometimes colleges around the state that will offer FAFSA night, which is they have specialists there that will help you with the FAFSA. So if it's something you feel really intimidated with, or you start filling it out and you find you just have lots of questions, of course, reach out to, you know, myself or the counseling team. Or you can look to see if there's a local college that is sponsoring a FAFSA night, and you can go there and they will help. Okay, so that was a lot of information that we just threw your way. Are there any questions at this time that we can help answer?
We did have a couple questions that were asked in the chat. Can they still apply for college even though they're a junior?
So college applications, you typically need to be a senior status planning to attend college the following year. Does that help answer?
I always suggest to my students that you get your college applications in before Thanksgiving. So if you're a senior, I would recommend doing it before Thanksgiving. Just kind of like, of course, you're going to want to check those deadlines at the college that you're applying to, but Thanksgiving is usually a safe bet.
I would agree with what Emily said. I have a senior going through this process right now. And if you're visiting or want to visit several colleges, but you're not sure exactly where you want to go, a lot of the colleges have, if you apply early, you don't have to pay an application fee. So you can apply early and then make your decision later, and you'll have more information to make that decision down the road.
Unfortunately, we do not offer any AP or IB classes at this time, so that's not an option to take those classes through TDA. So make sure I'm understanding. You want a gap year, so you're going to take a year off before you go to college. I would still, I guess you will want to, first of all, kind of determine when you want to go. If you want to go in the fall, there'll be a deadline for fall, or if you want to go for spring semester. But again, I would still recommend just using that Thanksgiving deadline for the college.
Okay, do we have any more questions before we wrap up?
So the question's about state residency. So if you're usually in-state would be within the state of Ohio, because that's where you're a resident of. If you plan on going to out of state, sometimes you have to establish residency, so you don't have to pay out of state tuition. I believe that's typically each college has a different kind of like policy on how long it takes for you to be considered a resident. So I would check on that. Jennifer, do you have anything additional to add to that question?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So some colleges, like Ms. Fitzpatrick Kirk said, do offer, you'll see the tuition breakdown of in-state tuition versus out-of-state. And then you can take a peek at that. Some colleges, so I know that there are some Pennsylvania colleges that are right by the Ohio-Pennsylvania border that do not charge Ohio residents out-of-state tuition because we're right there on the border. So definitely, if you have colleges in mind, you'll want to go to their website and look to see if they, number one, kind of split it out to in-state tuition versus out-of-state tuition, what that difference is. And then they will let you know, how maybe the first year you'll do out-of-state, but then if you stay there, you might get in-state the next year. It's really a college decision, and every college does it a little bit differently. That's a great question.
So the question was, is it beneficial to do a gap year to establish residency? I think that's a personal choice. Before you make that, I would first still get your application in by Thanksgiving. I would check with the college you're interested in to see what their policy is about residency, and then probably just kind of do the math and see which is in your best interest. But I would not shoot yourself in the foot by not applying this school year if you're planning on going in the fall. I would put the application in still.
That's another great question, Faith. So a lot of colleges, there are some degrees that you can get entirely online. There are some colleges that offer maybe a mixture of some online courses, but then you might need to go to campus for other courses. So once again, a lot of that depends on the college that you're looking to go to and the program that you want to go into. But a lot of colleges will, if you go to their website, usually you can either Google on their website, or they might have like a tab that shows online programs, and they kind of split it out for the different programs that can be entirely online versus the hybrid model. Great question.
And then the next question is if you do AP classes at a different school. So if you transfer to TDA and you've had AP classes on your transcript, we will transcribe them as like AP whatever. So they will show that you took AP courses. If you want to attend elsewhere that offers AP courses, you will likely have to withdraw from TDA and enroll at that school.
Great questions. Do we have any other questions before we finish up here?